experience has been, what your ideas are. This is a discussion time for 10 or 15 minutes.
Was that a PowerPoint or a film? How did she make that? What was that?
I think she was doing iMovie.
I thought it was awesome. It's such great work. But what struck me about it and doing the different levels is this kind of, it seemed clear to me that she was working out her ideas as she was creating the piece. And that I could tell, maybe just because I've worked with you a little bit before, that she would have started from a place like this, just kind of scratching out ideas. But I love that that was evident in the final piece, that the kind of rudimentary grains of the ideas were apparent, even though the final product was so polished and profound.
It's a quality of life, you know. I think, and it has her voice. She's not a Steven Spielberg, you know. And when I require them to produce everything, they can't go steal things off Google, because I think it takes away from voice. And so, you know, some of her images, you say, well, it would have been better if she had had. In my opinion, I'd rather it not be the exact match or the most polished photograph. She has some pretty good photographs, but I'd rather they go for that. So what is there in my experience that I can use to represent this? And, you know, she got the picture, that great picture of the birds on her door.
I think that's a really helpful constraint, and that was a constraint that was really meaningful to me in the wire activity, that my wire was really short and very hard to manipulate, but that was good. You know, her photos were probably limited, but that was good because she had to put that much more effort into the meaning than the actual representation.
And claim your own voice. And I think one reason our kids are silent is that we don't constrain them in a way, we don't combine that. Well, in a horse, it's called, you have to have propulsion first. You have to get the horse moving. And so we have to find where the motion is. So where is the motion? If they want to text, that's what they're doing, that's motion. Then how do we constrain that? With the horse, you get the rear end engaged, and then you contain the front end without killing the rear end. And so that's where you're bringing the conventions or the assignment or the standards or whatever that is to the motion. And the beauty of dressage is when you get those properly aligned, and when you're one with that power, you know, then you got something.
As I was listening, I was thinking, what's the genre? What's the genre? And what came to my mind was, this is like something you'd hear on NPR. Or maybe even in like some of those nice little musing pieces they have at the end of like public TV, right. Like Richard Rodriguez will come on and do like a memoir meditation muse. And I love that because I've taught that in creative nonfiction, and it's just a lovely genre, and I really admired, I think that's a fabulous step into voice and image with the narrative. And I think that's just something that will magnetize students today who are living via YouTube. So I love that. You know, I wouldn't know how to teach a kid how to make an iMovie, but I'm sure they already know how to do that, or most of them do. And so I really love that, just the full 360 there. You know, you're getting all, engaging all the eye, the ear, the word. Really nice.
And I gave up trying to know all of the medium. I don't, you know, if I were doing a research paper, I might have to be the master of the genre. But I'm not in this. And I support, because Web 2.0 says it's collaborative. We are in this together. And so I play that with them. Yeah. And they're always teaching me things. I still haven't figured out how to do GarageBand very well, but the ones, there was no background music on this. But I say you can do it, but you have to produce it.
It's extremely authentic. You know, that's to the voice and experience of a young person, and that's lovely.
And some of my kids who are not actually musicians, but they can do the mixing on GarageBand or something, and you know, but they're teaching me how to do that.
You know what
that occurs to me as you're saying that is that traditional written academic writing is such a it's like kind of manipulative on the part of the teacher, because we give out this assignment and there's all these kind of tacit expectations, especially at the college level where I teach, of the discourse and following the rules. And that essay Inventing the University by David Bartholomew, he talks about how exclusive academic writing is and how kids come to college or any school and they have to kind of figure out how to enter this exclusive club, but this is a genre that you do not monopolize, and you're not kind of saying like, well, can you replicate this kind of discourse that goes back ages and ages? Not only are they manufacturing the content, but they're manufacturing the parameters, which is huge. I mean, that's like a whole new paradigm for writing.
And some of them fight that. Just, some of them would rather be able to take things off Google, redo a poem that somebody else has written, so that assuming your own voice, taking responsibility for that is scary, right? They don't want to hear themselves. I require them to put their own voice on. I start off by letting them do it in a group, and sometimes in that case they'll try to have one person be the narrator, and the other, somebody else can do the video, and somebody else can do production, and I make them do it open. So I want to hear each of your voices that first time. And I say, get over it. I don't like to hear myself either, but it's my voice. I've got to live with it. We've got to hear your voice. So put it on there.